Welcome to the Call Flows Visualizer and Spam Scoring Walkthrough. These three tabs in the call routing section work together to control how inbound calls are handled. Call flows give you day-night toggles and time-based routing conditions, the logic that decides where a call goes based on the time of day, business hours, holidays, or a manual switch that agents flip from their phones. The Flow Visualizer shows you the entire call path as a visual diagram, from the phone number through conditions, IVRs, and queues, so you can trace every routing decision at a glance. And spam scoring lets you build rules that score inbound calls based on stir, shaken, verification, Nomorobo reputation, and Twilio line type intelligence to block robocalls and spam before they reach your team. Let's start by logging in and looking at the Call Flows tab. Navigate to PBX Management and click the Call Flows tab under Call Routing. The Call Flows tab has two subsections, Conditions and Flows, controlled by the pill navigation at the top. Conditions are the routing logic. They evaluate something and route to one destination on match and a different destination when there's no match. This is the conditions list for Wicked Sprockets. We have 3 conditions here. Business hours is a week plus time condition with 2 time windows. It checks the current day and time against a schedule. Days-night routing is a variable condition linked to the day-night flow toggle. It routes based on whether an agent has manually switched the system to night mode. And holiday schedule is a date list condition with 4 holiday dates defined. Each condition shows its type, the parameter or window count, the expected value for variable conditions, and the current status. Click the business hours condition to see how time-based routing works. This is a week plus time type, the most common condition for business hours. The settings card shows the condition name, type, and status. Below it, the time windows card defines the schedule. We have 2 windows here. The first covers Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., standard weekday hours. The second covers Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., a half day for Saturday morning coverage. You can add as many windows as you need, and each one specifies the days of the week and the time range. During any window, the condition matches. Outside all windows, it doesn't match. Below the time windows are the match and no match destinations. When it's within business hours, the match calls route to the main IVR auto attendant. Outside business hours, the no match calls go directly to voicemail. This is the fundamental pattern. Business hours goes to the IVR, after hours goes to voicemail or an after-hours greeting. Now let's look at the holiday schedule condition. This is a date list type. It matches on specific calendar dates rather than days of the week. The date list card shows 4 holidays: Independence Day on July 4th, Thanksgiving spanning the 26th and 27th of November, Christmas covering December 24th and 25th, and New Year's Day. Each entry has a start date, an optional end date for multi-day holidays, and a label. When an inbound call arrives on any of these dates, the condition matches. The match destination is set to playback, a recorded holiday greeting that plays and then hangs up. The no match destination routes to the business hours condition, which then applies the regular weekday schedule. This creates a chain. Holiday schedule runs first. If today is a holiday, play the greeting. If not, fall through to business hours, which routes to the IVR during work hours or voicemail after hours. Condition chaining is how you build layered routing logic. Switch to the Flows subsection using the pill navigation. Flows are manual day-night toggle switches that agents control from their phone. Each flow has a name, a variable name, that links it to a variable condition, a feature code for dialing, and a current value, on or off, day or night mode. On star 801 is the system-created default flow. When an agent dials star 801 from their desk phone, the value toggles between on and off, and any variable condition that references the day-night variable immediately changes its routing. The phone plays a confirmation tone so the agent knows the switch happened. Holiday Override on star 802 is a custom flow. You could use it to manually force holiday routing regardless of the date list schedule. The current value column shows the live state of each toggle. BLF keys on desk phones can monitor these flow states. The light shows green when the flow is on and red when it's off. So agents have a visual indicator of the current routing mode right on their phone. Click the day-night mode flow to see the settings. The settings card has the core fields. Name is the label shown in the list. Variable name is the key that links this flow to a variable condition. The day-night variable here connects to the day-night routing condition we saw earlier. Feature code is what agents dial. Star 801. Current value is the live toggle state, on or off. You can flip it from the admin console, but the real power is that agents toggle it from their phone by dialing the feature code. Toggle on audio and toggle off. Audio let you customize the confirmation sounds. By default, the system plays a double beep when toggling on and a single beep when toggling off, but you can select any audio file from the tenant's media files library. This is useful for playing a voice confirmation like night mode activated instead of just a beep, so agents get clear feedback on which state they just switched to. Now let's switch to the Flow Visualizer tab. Select a DID from the drop-down to visualize its call path. Here we're looking at 4706891234, the main business number for Wicked Sprockets. The visualizer renders the entire routing tree as a flowchart. At the top is the DID, the phone number. It routes to the day or night routing condition. From there, the match path, when the toggle is on, leads to the main IVR auto attendant. The IVR branches into each key press destination. Press 0 goes to the All Phones Hunt group. Press 1 to an extension. Press 2 to the sales queue, press 3 to the support queue. The no match path, when the toggle is off, goes to voicemail. Each node in the tree is color-coded by type. Blue for DIDs, green for conditions, purple for IVRs, orange for queues. This is a read-only visualization tool. It doesn't change any configuration. It just gives you a clear picture of how calls flow through the system so you can verify your routing logic. Switch to the Spam Scoring tab. This is where you configure inbound spam detection rules for each tenant. At the top of the Spam Scoring Rules card, you'll see which signal providers are enabled: Steer, Shaken, Nomorobo, and Line Type Intelligence. These are enabled at the tenant level under the Tenants tab. The default threshold field sets the score that triggers the spam action, currently 50 points. The default action determines what happens when a call exceeds the threshold. Reject blocks the call outright. Flag prepends spam to the caller ID so agents can see it's suspicious but still answer. And Allow lets the call through while logging the score. Below the threshold settings is the Rule Builder, a table of scoring rules. Each rule assigns positive or negative points based on a specific signal. Positive points increase the spam score, making the call more likely to be flagged. Negative points decrease the score, giving credit to callers with legitimate signals. The rules are evaluated in order for every inbound call. Let's walk through the scoring rules. The Stir, Shaken rules evaluate the carrier's caller ID verification. Validation failed gets 35 points, a strong spam indicator since the caller's identity couldn't be verified by their carrier. No validation gets 25 points. The carrier didn't provide any Stir Shaken data at all, which is suspicious. The attestation rules score the verification level. C-level attestation, meaning the carrier only verified the gateway, not the actual caller, adds 15 points. B-level adds 5. An A-level attestation, full verification that the caller owns the number, subtracts 15 points, rewarding legitimate callers. The Nomorobo rule adds 35 points when the number is flagged by Nomorobo's honeypot network. For line type intelligence, non-fixed VoIP numbers like Google Voice get 30 points, premium rate numbers get 50, voicemail services get 30, and unknown types get 20. Mobile and landline callers get -10, a reputation bonus, because most legitimate business calls come from real phone lines. That covers call flows, the flow visualizer, and spam scoring. Here's a quick recap. Conditions are routing logic that evaluates time windows, holidays, caller ID, or manual toggles, and routes to different destinations based on the result. Flows are day-night toggle switches that agents control by dialing a feature code from their phone, with BLF indicators showing the current state. Conditions can chain together. Holiday schedule checks dates first, then passes to business hours for weekday logic, then to the IVR for menu routing. The flow visualizer renders the entire call path as a tree diagram so you can verify routing decisions visually. Spam scoring evaluates every inbound call against stir, shaken verification, Nomorobo reputation, and line type intelligence, adding or subtracting points for each signal. When the total score exceeds the threshold, the system rejects, flags, or allows the call based on your chosen action. Per DID activation is configured on the DIDs tab. Check the documentation link below for the complete call flow and spam scoring reference.